All right, guys, today I want to go over Bank of America because it literally seems like every other month, another bank gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar. They're doing things that are against the law. They're taking advantage of customers. Bank of America got caught once again. Now, on this channel, I talked about Wells Fargo getting in trouble with CFPB. I think they got fined like $2 billion by the CFPB. US Bank got caught. What did Bank of America do to get fined $250 million? What can we learn from it? And how can we better protect ourselves going forward? So let's read the first sentence here. So regulators on Tuesday ordered Bank of America to pay more than $250 million for doubling up on customer fees, withholding reward bonuses for credit card customers, and opening accounts without authorization. So now let's break each one of those things down. Let's go in reverse. So now, why are they opening accounts without authorization? Every bank and pretty much every job, you have certain criteria that you have to hit. So a lot of these bankers, a lot of these branch banks, right? They have to open up a certain amount of accounts. They have to open up a certain amount of credit card products. They've got to meet certain KPI, whatever the incentives are. These bankers are trying to go ahead and meet that, even if they are breaking the law. So from January 2012 through February 2021, the bank advertised cash and bonus offers on its websites to entice customers to open up credit card accounts. The bank failed, however, to properly note that the bonuses were only available to customers who signed up for accounts online. Customers were also denied sign-up bonuses due to employee errors in the application process. I'm really curious what kind of employee error could happen to sign up somebody to open up a credit card account and they don't get the sign up bonus or they don't get the cash back that they were promised. It's interesting, right? But if Bank of America, if they're advertising, hey, you can get $200 sign up bonus or 3% cash back, and then you get excited like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. You apply, but you don't get the sign up bonus and you don't get the cash back. They're basically misleading consumers to apply for credit card products, to swipe as much as possible to meet those bonuses. And if you guys don't know, these banks, they make tons of money. The most of their money on these credit cards are the interchange fees. They get paid every time you swipe. So they want you to swipe as much as possible, right? But if they're trying to entice you to apply for products, but then on the back end say, oh, there's an error, or there was a technical issue, or there was a mishap and we can't give you your money or we can't give you your bonus, you can see how that's misleading, and you can see why CFPB is jumping on top of Bank of America and fining them, right? Investigators with CFPB determined that until 2022, customers were charged the fees repeatedly for the same transaction. Now, guys, let me know down in the comments, because I've seen this happen a whole bunch of times. There have been many cases where banks have literally rearranged how they're going to debit your account when you swipe so they can hit you with more than one NSF or insufficient fund fee. These are the type of things that these banks are doing in order to line their pockets, and it's going against consumer rights. We see all this. Again, these are just a couple examples that I just wanted to show you guys. What is the main takeaway? Because I don't want us to read these stories and say, oh man, you know what, these banks are all shady. I'm just going to keep all of my money under my mattress. That's what I'm going to do. That's not what I want you guys to take away from this. What I want you guys to take away from this is the same thing I always say about the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus are not your friends, and these banks are not your friends. So when I tell you guys, yes, US Bank has business credit products that will give you 0% for, I believe it was 18 or 20 months. Or Bank of America has very good business credit products to help build your business credit profile. And a lot of people are using Bank of America specifically to run their Turo plays, right? There are pros and cons to every financial institution. What I'm saying is to be strategic. One example would be if you've been banking with Bank of America or Wells Fargo, and they've given you a high credit limit credit card, which is basically over $10,000 in credit limit. That credit card, even though people are going to say, Wells Fargo shady, Bank of America shady, these banks are shady, that $10,000 credit limit from Bank of America is going to allow you to get another $10,000 or $15,000 credit limit from other institutions. So we want to use the relationships that we already have to begin with to go ahead and leverage the relationship with other institutions. That way we can make sure that we're not placing all of our eggs in one basket. But always remember in the back of your head, None of these banks are your friends. Ideally, I want you guys to be able to nurture and use the relationships with all these banks, these tier 1 banks, build a relationship with them if you already have your foot in the door. But at some point, try to go ahead and get your foot in the door with as many local credit unions as possible. We know about Navy Federal, we know about the advantages of Navy Federal, but Navy Federal is not the only player in town. There are a whole bunch of credit unions and regional banks that are literally in the backyard of your neighborhood, you probably don't even know, that can offer you better benefits that you can normally get from a US bank or a Chase or Bank of America. Their whole purpose is to support the community. You got to make sure if you're going to Bank of America, use them for whatever you can get from them, but ultimately try to sow seeds in your local credit unions, in your local regional banks, because long term, I think that's going to be a better bang for your buck, right? Let me know if you've experienced some of these things. Again, the double dipping, not getting the sign-up bonuses or the rewards points that you were promised at the time of application for some of these credit cards. Or have you been somebody where a bank actually opened up an account and they didn't get your permission? Has that happened to you? I don't know if they're going to do any sort of settlement. I'm not sure. If they do, I'm going to go ahead and make a video about that. But regardless, go down in the comments, let me know your thoughts. I'm going to check you guys out in the next video. Peace.